array of sincerity. Freedom from deceit, hypocrisy, or duplicity. Probability in attention or in communicating earnestness. Synonyms: truth, candor, frankness, honor. From the American Heritage Dictionary. The quality or conditions of being sincere, genuine, honest, and freedom from duplicity. Honesty and sincerity go hand in hand. A person who is honest will be sincere, and a person who is sincere will be honest. Everyone loves someone who is sincere. We may not agree with them or their issues, but if they are sincere and honest, we applaud that in our fellow man. Once again, the deeper we discover our true nature, the more we become more sincere in our daily lives. This is a state of being that we cannot fake. Everyone can sense when someone tries to be sincere but isn't. True sincerity is a state of mind and being. It is not something that can be rehearsed. The more we are sincere about developing and enhancing these divine laws into our life, the sincerity will automatically be there. By meditating and contemplating, we start to bring up these divine qualities to the surface. By daily experience of these sacred laws, we begin to become more sincere in our daily life. There is an aura of change about us, and people will begin to sense the change within us. They won't be able to pinpoint it, but people will notice the change. It's like meditating and focusing on these laws churn the milk into cream. It takes a day-by-day effort to churn our existence into the cream of life. It's like at first we may question if anything is going on and working, but over time we realize that the great effect we have put in truly brings results to our eyes. We still have good days and bad days, yet we see that something beyond words is taking effect in our daily lives. The path becomes a practical path that we walk on. At the same time, our head is in heaven. We start to live in both worlds. This is where our sincerity becomes much deeper. We know that life is a grand adventure, and we have tools inside us to see the great mechanics of life at all levels. We can live in this world and truly be, at the same time, live in these sacred laws. We can bring heaven to earth and yet be totally focused and practical. It's like the Zen Buddhists have an expression, chop wood, carry water. In this expression, we still have our daily duties where we are expressing ourselves at a higher and deeper level. We are genuinely sincere and honest in our day-to-day life. We don't run away or hide from it. And in fact, we are embracing life at its deepest level. This is truly rejoicing in life. By rejoicing, we are sincere. By being sincere, we are honest. By being honest, we are humble. It goes on and on. It's like truly embracing one. We embrace them all. So, these are exciting times to be alive. Even if we have never been aware of these laws, we can now begin to change within. Hopefully this book will help you to realign your priorities and start you on the grand adventure. On the practical front, people love to see sincerity in others. This is a quality that helps lift people up. Something about being sincere goes a long way, especially in business or communication. A sincere person doesn't want to sell you a bill of goods. He will not try to manipulate you or others. Sincerity brings trust. If a person isn't sincere, how can you trust that person? All of these divine rays can help us tremendously in our daily lives and activities. We can always go deeper and deeper. This is like an infinite onion where we peel away the layers. There's always more layers, but each time we take off a layer, we embrace more of the divine quality. The ray of respect. Esteem for or sense of the worth or excellence of a person, a personal quality or ability, or something considered as a manifestation of a person's quality or ability. I have great respect for her judgment. Deference to a right, privileged position, or someone or something considered to have certain rights or privileges, proper acceptance or courtesy, acknowledgement, respect for a suspect's right to counsel, to show respect for the flag, respect for the elderly, the condition of being esteemed or honored to be held in respect. As we start to mature as an adult, we began the process to respect all life. We began to respect all sentient beings. By diving into the silence, as we begin to experience the source of all life, we start to see the incredible web that is tying us all together. We see that this creation in the seen and unseen worlds is tied together by a thread of love. By daily meditating, our awareness of this world and the unseen world begins to expand. We begin truly to respect and truly love all life. We honor all creation. We respect nature and all the incredible diversity that exists. We truly want to preserve nature and be a protector of all the different types of animals that exist. In this state, we honor our friends and family. We have the highest respect for all they have given us and taught us. We begin to respect all human beings and their different customs, beliefs, and religions. We respect that each individual has a right to worship God in whatever way she feels. This respect becomes part of who we truly are, because it is our true nature. When one touches the source of life, this experience opens up the door where we see the unity of all things. We begin to see that honor and respect for all life is built into our very own existence. We have simply closed the door. No wonder there's such a lack of respect in this world. We have lost touch of our true existence. We are wandering around in the dark, and we think we can see properly. We make decisions that aren't exactly in harmony with nature and the universe. We have a hard time respecting life because we have lost touch with it. At times, we have a hard time even respecting ourselves. It's time for humanity to wake up from our slumber. I'm going to mention Bill Gates again. Here's a person who's a billionaire who had some kind of awakening inside him. He probably said, I'm the richest man in the world, yet what have I contributed to this world? What have I done to improve the human condition? He started a foundation, and it's the largest foundation in history. He began to respect and honor life. He wants to help change the world. He could have just run his company and just live his life, yet something took place. We all come from the same source. We may think we are different, yet the essence is the same. This is called awakening, and through that realization, we begin to honor life and everything around us. We realize that every moment of every day is a miracle. Every moment is a blessing. This is not just some fairy tale. The Buddhists have long documented the process of enlightenment and the awakening process. The state is reached when one honors and respects all sentient beings. I'm sure there are no words to describe that state, yet the Buddhists have documents talking about this transformation experience. So much of the world's problems are due to a lack of respect. How much of this world has been destroyed because of lack of respect for nature? How many animals have been killed and now extinct due to man's greed and lack of respect? How many people have been killed due to the lack of respect for human beings? When we lose respect, we lose our innocence over time. Fortunately, I feel and see that humanity is waking up. We truly want this world to be a better place. In this day and age, millions of people are meditating and praying on a daily basis. The walls that separate us are being torn down. I even saw in a Time magazine article that Osama bin Laden's son said that war and terrorism is not the answer. Peace is the way. I think the majority of people on the planet truly respect life and want a peaceful existence. Even the world's leaders are slowly waking up. So respect is a state of being. It can be cultivated. Daily spend time meditating. Spend time in nature and look at the stars at night. Pray daily for you and your families and all life everywhere. These are exciting times for this planet. We have such challenges, but the human family can solve them. We are in the midst of a global awakening. Soon the sun will shine over the horizon, and we shall truly begin to respect all life. A wise man respects all life because he sees the thread that ties us together. In this domain, unity is discovered. Respect just doesn't reside in a song. It is your true nature. The ray of forgiveness. The act of forgiving, state of being forgiven. Disposition or willingness to forgive. Compassionate feelings that support a willingness to forgive. The act of exercising a state or offense. We live in a world where every day the world makes mistakes. Nobody on this planet is perfect. We all make mistakes. Some are small, and some are quite serious. Nobody gets the free run. Even the great prophets of old made mistakes. From the time we were born, we have made mistakes, and people have made mistakes towards us. If we could, we would love to go back to the past and correct the misdoings that we have done upon others. But unfortunately, we can't. This is where the ray of forgiveness comes in. We need to forgive everyone who has ever done us any harm or hurt us in any way. As human beings, we get hurt by someone, and then we hold on to that and create resentment, anger, or we stuff it inside. Consequently, we get hurt and harmed twice. We hold on to the event years later. This causes us to hold inside a being a tremendous amount of negative weight. The way of forgiveness is the willingness to forgive a person so we can release it from our being. It's not saying that what the person did was acceptable, but by forgiving that person, we clear up the negative debris inside of our being. In essence, we become free. All the great scriptures talk about forgiveness. It is the way to drop our internal baggage and excess weight that we carry. We also have to forgive ourselves. We all made mistakes and hurt someone on this journey of life. We have made bad decisions that have affected our body and mind. We have been unkind to our children. We have been in anger and rage. We have lost control of ourselves. Each one of us made a mess of ourselves. Yet no matter what you have done, you must forgive yourself and forgive all others. This is a golden law. If you do this, your life will be better. When I was young, I read a book about Milarepa, who is Tibet's greatest yogi. When he was young, his uncle took his family, fortune, and enslaved Milarepa. Over time, Milarepa became extremely angry and wanted revenge. So he began to study with a dark sorcerer. Over time, he learned how to control nature and the rain. He sent a huge storm and caused hail to fall from the sky. The storm was so powerful that he killed his uncle and his extended family. Well, to make a long story short, he meets a great teacher, and this teacher showed him his wrongdoings and the consequences of his actions. He went through a spiritual awakening and forgave his uncle and himself. Over time, he turned into Tibet's greatest yogi. Even hundreds of years later, his legend and his teachings are still around. He developed a Buddhist lineage, which is one of the four lineages in Tibetan Buddhism that exists in the world today. So we must all forgive. We must forgive our leaders. We must forgive President Bush and his cabinet. We must forgive anybody who has harmed us. Spend some time every day when you can start from your birth to try to trace your history and see where you need to forgive others and where you need to forgive yourself. You're cleaning out your closet and getting rid of things that you don't need. Personally, I did this and was quite amazed at how many people and circumstances need to be forgiven. It was probably in the hundreds. Many people probably think, why do I need to forgive? I don't want to. What that person did to me was totally unacceptable. I'm justified for what I feel. That's true. That person did something that was totally unacceptable. You are justified. Yet by feeling and acting justified, you then are the judge of life. Justification is so far from the truth, it's totally ridiculous. It will hold you and bind you. You will never see the light of day if you think you are justified. You will remain in the dark. We want to get rid of the chains that are tying us. We want to get out of the dungeon. If there's a dark side, it uses justification as a means where you feel I'm right to be justified, yet at the same time it will bind us further in chains. This is why in all great spiritual books they teach you that you must forgive. In order for the law of attraction to work for your benefit, you must forgive yourself and all others. This is crucial. We talk about the law of self-approval. Without forgiveness, you are missing the boat. Many people struggle in life and are extremely angry because they can't forgive. They feel they are 100% justified in their thinking and actions. How many families are broken up because of some understanding, or error in judgment. Your will improve once you tap in and start the forgiving process. Remember, you are not saying it was okay for you to do this to me. What you are saying is, I forgive you. Just by saying that you have started the healing process, you will let go of the excess baggage that is holding you down. I feel that is truly God's gift to humanity, the ray of forgiveness. We all make mistakes. This journey of life is learned through many lessons. Not one person comes into this world being perfect. Even Christ and Buddha made mistakes and asked for forgiveness. And they asked for forgiveness, so can we. This ray is probably one of the most dramatic rays for us. For without forgiveness, you feel justified. By being justified, you walked away from the light and placed yourself in chains. It's easy and simple as that. We don't even know what we're doing. No wonder the world is such in a sad state. How many wars has started because we felt justified? Look at the current war we are seeing and the results of our actions. Once again, forgive our political leaders who declared war. Forgive the soldiers for being there. Forgive the terrorists. Pray that this world will see that peace is the way. Focus on peace through the power of visualization. Image that soldiers all around the world are dropping their weapons and going home to their families. So as I'm writing this book, I see this part of the book is so important. Learn to forgive and learn why you need to forgive. Why hold on to something that does not serve you, but holds you back from the experience of happiness and joy? I look at the Dalai Lama, who was forced out of his country by the Chinese government. I read his book, and he said it was totally a blessing in disguise. If this never happened, he never forgave the Chinese, the Western world, for never seeing or heard from him. He saw that through forgiveness, his mission of helping humanity is coming to fruition each day. He's not trying to convert people to his faith, but in essence, remind us of our true nature. We are all human beings. This is a human race. We all make mistakes. Let's forgive and go on and make this world a better place. Life is a journey, and we are walking every day. In this journey of life, we pick up things on the way. We have fought and called each other's names, and consequently carry the burden. At times, we are totally innocent, yet someone puts us in harm's way. To truly live, we must forgive ourselves and all others. By doing so, the junk they were holding onto will slowly disappear. Forgiveness will lighten up your life and will be a beacon to show you the way. The ray of bliss. Supreme happiness, utter joy or contentment. The joy of heaven, paradise, the road to eternal bliss. a cause of great joy or happiness. Extreme happiness, ecstasy, the ecstasy of salvation, spiritual joy. When I was 18 years old, I was looking for someone who could teach me how to meditate. I began to read some books on the topic. Several of these books talked about bliss, and that was the first time I ever heard that word. I was quite fascinated by it. In these books, they talk about how a human being can tap into his or her true existence and experience a supreme happiness that doesn't exist in this world. This state of being is called bliss. I read more books on the matter, and I came upon this expression that truth is the consciousness of bliss. When the mind resides in truth, your awareness will be in bliss. I learned that through the law of silence is a road that one takes to the heavenly realm. Each time we meditate, we experience that bliss and bring it into our daily life. In essence, our life begins to change. We learn that bliss is the essence of life. It is our true nature. I call this process the evolution-revolution. It's an evolution in development, but at the same time period and this age, it's a peaceful revolution because your whole world starts changing dramatically. What you think is important drops away. I found out after many years that the goal was to be in a state of awareness in each and every moment of our lives. Through meditation, we dive into this bliss. But in order to make it practical, we need to bring this bliss into our daily lives. We need to be grounded. I must admit that when I first started to meditate, I escaped from this world. It was during the Vietnam War, and life was extremely confusing. I was young and really was trying to find myself. And looking back, I see that I wasn't mature and made a lot of mistakes and didn't have great judgment. I really wasn't grounded. Through the years, I learned that the goal is to be completely grounded on the earth. At the same time, your head is in heaven. I love the phrase, chop wood, carry water, because it reflects that we need to be practical. We need to learn how to live in this world and how to live in the center of the hurricane. We need to embrace life and everything it has to offer. In looking back, I wouldn't trade my experience for anything. As we grow older, we grow wiser and learn from our mistakes. The bliss that I encountered inside grows day by day and has morphed into more than an individual experience, where it's a global yearning for peace. I meditate for myself and for all sentient beings. In the beginning, I meditated just for myself. This is the maturing process of development. Personally, I feel that spiritual experience matures as we become more mature. In the beginning, we first learn how to meditate and experience this incredible bliss for our own personal reasons and growth. Somewhere along the way, we reach a place of maturity where our outlooks change. Instead of me, we change our perspective to be a oneness of all life. This is a dramatic shift. This makes all the difference in the world, not only on our own spiritual growth, but in our day-to-day existence. We live our lives to help this world become aware of who we truly are. In this state, this bliss that we felt when we meditated for ourselves changes and morphs to a deeper and deeper level. We become less egocentric and more human to the core. We start to embrace all these sacred laws. So I look back over the years and watch this incredible journey of life. I'm still young, but I see such growth and development. We truly need to help one another along this journey. We need to stop judging each other and inspire one another. We are all learning how to become better human beings. Each and every step we take is a learning phase, and a phase of growth. I still love to meditate a lot and dive inside my essence. Yet at the same time, I love life. I love to work and play. I love nature and taking walks. I love to write poetry. I learn to take my experience and make it manifest in my daily life. I used to escape from this world through meditation, and yet I'm still meditating. I'm no longer escaping. I embrace my life. My head is in heaven, and my feet is on the ground. I've been a software engineer for 27 years. I love my family. Life is spiritual. Life is a dance. We need to take off our blinders. Through silence, one can drink of this bliss and become one with all life. We become life, not to escape life. It's a divine paradox where by meditation, one can escape or embrace life itself. Both of these experience of bliss, but through maturity and understanding of wisdom, we transcend and change into something different. We become a humble human being. This is what life is all about. This is what true bliss is. You have nothing to prove or hide. You are authentic. You forgive and ask for forgiveness. You realize this life is a miracle. Truth is the consciousness of bliss. When you enter the silence that dwells within, your mind is transformed. Bliss is your true nature. When you experience the truth, your awareness will be in absolute bliss. The key to this kingdom lies inside. Open up your hearts and see what is keeping you alive. The Ray of Love, American Heritage Dictionary. A deep, tender, ineffable feeling of affection and solitude towards a person, such as that arising from kinship, recognition of attractive qualities, or sense of underlying oneness. A feeling of intense desire and attraction towards a person with whom one is disposed to make a pair, the motion of sex and romance, to like or desire enthusiastically, love swimming. Our level of love and understanding and experience of love grows from the time we are born until the day we die. In the beginning, our love was for our mother's warm milk. We were nourished physically, mentally, and emotionally. As we grew, we learned love for our parents and family. We reached a certain step in maturity where we developed our first bond of friendship. It was the first time that love extended outside the family. We maybe had a pet and learned how to love it. During our school years, we learned how to love some and ignore the others. We maybe had boyfriends or girlfriends, broke up or made up. At each step, we learned a little about love. Maybe we went to church or a temple. In synagogue, we learned a little about loving God. Some people learn to love through nature or sport. I just love surfing. As we grow up, our understanding of love becomes greater. We learn about relationships. We go through heartbreak. We go through what we hold on to will draw to you, which is beneficial or not. Why do I always draw an abusive partner? We learn how to love ourselves. Nobody taught us that. We were taught to love others and God, but to love ourselves, that wasn't even taught. Each of us has a unique understanding of love. Depending on our understanding, our love will either be deep or shallow. Each of us takes different steps in life to understand the deepest levels of love. For some people, they want to reach the source of love and bring that into this world. They learn how to meditate. As we heal ourselves and enter the silence daily, we begin to have an overwhelming experience of love for life itself. We begin to see the unity of all things. We begin to truly love humankind on this incredible journey of life. I believe that this journey is infinite. Love is infinite. There will never be a time where we can say, I've mastered love and I've reached the deepest level. Love is ever expanding and growing. Love is truly a gift from God. It is a journey that no words can say. Each of us experiences love to the proportion that we open up to it. It's like a pipeline of love that exists inside. The more we meditate, the more the love becomes alive. We learn that the source of love is our true nature. And in order to truly give love, we must receive love. In this world, love can be shot off. Your boyfriend may leave you or your husband, yet the love inside of you, of your being, will never go away. I remember my grandmother told me when I was young. I really didn't understand what she was talking about. Years later, through spiritual maturity, I grasped what she was saying. I'm still growing and getting more mature day by day, yet I experience through silence the love that is beyond words. I'm learning how to manifest this more and more into my daily affairs. So our experience of love grows and grows. We have felt physical, emotional, and spiritual love. We've gone through our ups and downs. Yet I pray that each and every one of us will consciously tap into the power of love that's keeping the universe alive. Love is the answer and key. Without love, we are lost. A baby cannot live without love. Neither can us. It truly is the foundation of all life. Once again, through silence, we can tap into it. The goal of a human being is to bring these qualities into our everyday existence. We need to make it practical and down to earth. This is the key to life. We are human beings, and the answer lies within. Imagine that one thread ties us all together. In this web of life, such love was put into the creation. The sun, moon, and distant stars on a dark winter's night. The needle of love is woven with such precise care. Imagine a mother rocking her child to sleep. The love we have is truly divine. Love is the fabric of life. Each of us is different, yet we come from the same cloth. Love is truly the answer. The ray of mercy. Compassionate or kindly forbearance shown towards a vendor, an enemy, or other person in one's power. Compassion, pity, or benevolence. Have mercy on the poor sinner. The disposition to be compassionate or forbearing, an adversary wholly without mercy. Because this world is a practical world, an incredible journey to learn about life, we fall and stumble along the way. I know I've stumbled many times in the past, and probably will in the future. Fortunately, life itself is full of mercy. Life knows that in order to learn, we must make mistakes. This is how we become wiser. So the essence of life is mercy. It knows that everything is changing and growing. As we mature, we begin to take these principles and develop mercy and kindness for our fellow human beings. We learn that by smiling to a stranger or saying hello is an act of mercy. Over time, through silence, we see how patient this universe is and how we can bring this to our lives. We can see that everyone makes mistakes and we can have mercy. We can be kind to someone we don't agree with. Once again, at different stages of our life, we develop or don't develop mercy depending upon what we focus on. There are various stages of growth depending on our maturity level. Different expressions of mercy will be manifested in our life. For some people, none at all. For some people, they may think that having mercy is a weakness. Yet, at its core, life is mercy. It should not judge or condone us. It just loves. It is extremely patient. It will wait millions of years for us to understand. The deeper understanding of life will be the depths of our mercy. This understanding will be reflected in how we treat people. Someone who is a spiritualist doesn't hold on to grudges or harbor hard feelings towards others. This does not mean that they don't think them. It means they let these thoughts go. They are like leaves in the wind. Just let them blow. With this kind of attitude, we can smile at life and understand all of us. We have been fools one day or the other. Life is too important to hold on to some petty argument. Mercy comes when we realize, I've been there and done that to someone who's going through the same thing you did. Mercy is not, well, I overcame it, why can't you? Mercy and the ego really don't match. I noticed that someone who usually is good-natured has a lot of mercy in their hearts. Good-natured equates to mercy and love. You can't be good-natured without mercy. They go hand in hand. If we enter into the silence every day, over time your understanding of mercy will grow. Meditation is a watering of the seed and tilling the soil. Contemplation is the removal of weeds. Both are necessary in our growth. I remember I once read a book where the Dalai Lama would go over his entire day in minute detail and looked at ways to improve himself. When I first read this, I really didn't understand this process. It wasn't until years later I understood that it's crucial to inspect our lives on a daily basis and to weed out our imperfections. This will allow us to grow at a greater rate. We want to be diligent in our growth, not let the whims of the world dictate our life. So we can have mercy on ourselves when we make bad decisions or act inappropriately. Remember, we can learn from our mistakes. We will fall down, but pick yourself up. Don't think if I made a mistake, I'm weak. Some lessons are learned, which will take you your entire lifetime and beyond that. For example, anger and letting go of anger will probably take most of us our entire lives. Yet, we can see on a day-to-day level our anger is subsiding. Yet, we need to have patience and mercy on ourselves. The goal is to pay attention, be aware, and change. This is the journey called life. I can imagine how sad it would be if life was not full of mercy. Each one of us would be doomed, yet life is full of mercy. life is infinite. We don't need to think what would happen because mercy is endless and timeless. What a miracle. Isn't it incredible that these laws are universal laws? There is no one judging us. We judge ourselves. Life is simply waiting at the door and asking us to open it. There's an infinite amount of gifts that it wants to deliver. Every day is Christmas. Every life is merciful. So I pray that you open up to the door within. What have you got to lose? This is not a religion or belief. It is your very own essence, which you have forgotten. Life is infinite mercy. He has seen the good, bad, and ugly for the human race. Yet day by day, it keeps us alive. Mercy is its true nature. It has seen war that is incomprehensible, yet life is infinite mercy. We have been given the keys to drive our car, but where are we going? Some of us get drunk while driving, while some drive with reckless abandon and hit another car. Yet life is infinite mercy. A voice is calling silently in the wind. By stopping your mind, you will hear life's whisper. The ray of modesty. The quality of being modest, freedom from vanity, boastfulness, etc. Regard for decency of behavior, speech, dress, etc. Simplicity, moderation. At times in this world, the media loves someone who is loud and boisterous. How many reality TV shows and movie stars which display this behavior? I remember once watching a football game on TV, and the person who got the touchdown taunted the other team with the ball. For me, I couldn't believe my eyes. You could see the eagle flaunting the other team, reeking with odor of "I'm better than you are. I just scored a touchdown." In the past, this never would have happened, but in the last 30 years, the ethic of the sportsman has eroded. We love things that are bigger and better. Consider someone who is free from vanity or conceit. The world at large considers this weak, while a football star taunting the other team is strong. Drinking beer and getting rowdy among your friends watching a ball game is a virtue of being strong, while someone who just smiles and has nothing to prove is weak. Where have our values gone? Have we lost touch with our innocence? What might be revealing at the time of death that football players will be scared to death of leaving, while the one who is smiling and have nothing to prove will help and assist the football player to go to the other side? He or she will be full of mercy and compassion. We think we are so strong, but are we? Do we truly face death and aren't afraid? What kind of foundation are we sitting on? Will it fall away at any moment? Once again, modesty is an evolution. All of us have been loud, boisterous, and wanting to prove to others how right we are. Is it an egocentric existence? Modesty is developed at looking at life and how incredible nature is and how modest life is. The sun doesn't say, "I'll blow you away if you don't bow your head to me." It will shine regardless whether you acknowledge it or not. Even your precious breath is modest. It silently keeps you alive. It doesn't demand attention. Yet, if we focus on it, it will reveal its true nature. All the hidden secrets are humble. Not one thing in creation is saying, "Look at me." Even a flower. A flower just is. It is not full of ego. It seems like in the midst of human life, we humans have a tendency to say, look at me. Somehow we feel we need to be better than someone else for self-importance. I've definitely done that in my life, and I'm still learning that. Modesty is our true nature. We are all naked and stripped of importance before the Almighty. And even the source of life is modest. It allows us to come to it when we are ready. How modest can you get? The source of all life is so humble and modest that she says, take your time. I'll be around when you need me. I'm always there for you. I feel we need to learn this lesson in a major way. By entering into silence and seeing the source of life, can we begin to see the majesty of life? I'm sure many modern-day scientists are humbled in the infinite space of the universe. We have only a small glimpse, and I'm sure they are humble and modest. So meditation will help us drop our egocentric ideas and importance. When we see our ego puffed up like a peacock, we can gently see what we're doing and forgive ourselves. We have been taught since birth to place our existence on our ego and shy away from modesty. In fact, no one wants to date a modest girl or guy. How's that for losing perspective? In our schools, the football players and cheerleaders are on top of the pecking order. The modest ones are in the lowest ranks. No wonder we experience so much pain and suffering in our lives. We live at times in such shallow existence. We truly have our head in the sand. It's time for an awakening. I see it among the young. They are questioning these things. They have a notion that things are backwards. They don't know exactly how to put it, but they see the world needs rearranging. Our priorities need to be set straight. This is not some nursery school tales, but the tale of life. We have forgotten who we truly are. What we perceive as cool is really skimming the surface and going through the motions of life. Life is meant to be lived at the greatest steps you can conquer. Life is infinite. It is pure modesty. It doesn't show off and say, look at me. A sunset in the sky is an expression of love. If you watch it or you don't watch it, it will manifest it. It is different every night. So remember this ray in your life. Become more humble in your nature. Become more modest, because this is the essence of life. A true surfer of life is modest and kind. He may ride the greatest mountains, yet he is gentle on the beach. He has nothing to prove, just a smile on his face. He has touched the source of life and is humbled by it. Many people say you could become a rock star of surfing and have people bow to you. But a true surfer of life is beyond proving to others or basking in ego. He is riding the mountain of life and helping mankind. A wise person understands we are all surfers of life. Daily, the ocean of life will keep us modest if we are aware. So surf the ocean within and leave your ego in the desert. The Ray of Passion, dictionary.com. Any powerful or compelling emotion or feeling is love or hate. Strong, amorous feelings or desire, love, adore. An instant or expression of strong love or sexual desire. We can tell the difference between someone playing music with passion versus someone just reciting music and not being emotionally involved. There is a difference in a piece of artwork that was passionate created versus someone who just draws a painting. What a difference between your mother's cooking and eating a boxed lunch at McDonald's. In all sorts of activities in our daily life, there's a huge difference between someone who just goes through the motions of life and one who puts their whole heart and soul into every action they do. Passion is that extra ingredient that truly makes anything in life delicious. Without passion, you may cook the food, but something is off. You may be a master painter, yet without passion, everyone will see that the painting is blank. In the arts, particular people strive to have great technique, but without true passion, the music can't quite reach the soul. Passion is the ingredient that opens up the heart in others so they can truly see what you have painted. The difference between a good artist and a master painter is passion. They may have the same abilities, but the one who has passion is the one who can truly capture the moment. Everyone loves to see the Olympics on TV every 4 years. People love to watch a figure skater. The one who truly captures our hearts is one that is skillful, and at the same time, their heart is on fire, versus one who just has tremendous technique. I remember as a kid a famous surfer who lived in Huntington Beach in the 60s. This guy was so incredible, and his surfing was so beautiful and full of passion that many surfers would leave the water and watch him surf from shore. That was the only time I ever recall situations where the surfers would do that. We were all awestruck by the beauty and motion. It was like a cat surfing on water or pure ballet on water. He studied the martial art, so it kind of resembled the Zen of surfing. It is probably the best show I've ever witnessed up until that point in my life. Look at the world of music, what made the Beatles special. They had unique style of music combined with passion and enthusiasm. They wanted to push the envelope of music to a new level. They were in total love with their music. Anybody who pushes the envelope is passionate about their work. Take the great artist Michelangelo. He would at times forget to eat, sleep, or drink water. People had to remind him. This is the world of passion. They'll bring you to deeper states of awareness where you can truly tap into the creative forces of life. Look at how incredible life is. Just the creative act of making love and producing a child is such a powerful thing. In that state, passion truly becomes alive. It's probably one of the only times when we truly can feel passionate at such a deep level. Many people ask how I can tap into this passion. How can I bottle this passion? We can't make it up. We know when it's genuine or fake. At times we have it, or we don't. This is truly where entering into the silence on a daily basis will over time bring you to a greater passion for life. As we dive into the infinite waters and go deeper, we begin to tap into greater and greater passion. The deeper we dive within, the greater the passion. It's like we can cultivate passion. As we daily water our fields with the seed of compassion begins to grow. You don't have to put effort into this. You're already infinite passion, yet we have forgotten. Meditation helps bring passion to the surface, just like cream will always float to the top of the milk. Every moment can be filled with the states, wow, I'm alive. For so many people, they hate their job and put only minimal effort into it. They're only there for the paycheck. Yet how many hours have they lost? They only find joy on the weekend. By discovering passion within, every moment is special and honored. It truly makes a difference in our everyday life. That's why The Zen Buddhists say, chop wood, carry water. Life is special every moment we are alive. These are not just some words, but is the state of awareness that truly captures the essence of life. Luke Skywalker lies within us. We have the golden opportunity to see life at its deepest levels and truly see the miracle of all. These great ones, whether they were known to the world or not, know the secret of life itself. They did not live a life of boredom. Without truly diving within, our mind becomes bored, and so do we. How many people are merely surviving and not living life to its fullest potential? You can still do the same things as before, but your mind will be aware. You will be capturing the passion in life, so when you smile, that essence will come out. You won't need to say anything, or you don't need to prove your point. Just your essence will convey. This is a state of awareness that you can have while you're alive. You can be surfing the waves of life and at the same time be working at your job. This is a paradox, that life and its mysteries is a paradox. Who we truly are is the secret of life. We are so much more greater than who we truly believe. So I hope that you will partake in this grand adventure called life. Each and every moment is special. Your life can be filled with passion and enthusiasm. It just lies within you and is waiting for you to discover your true nature. What kind of fuel do you want in your life? Boredom, complacency, or passion? Every day we go to the gas station of life and fill up. The attendant says, "Good morning, sir. What would you like to fill up with?" The question is left to us. Do we fill our days with boredom and find this life is a drag? Do we fill up our life with, "I can't make a decision, so I'm stuck at the gas station"? A wise man fills up with a fuel of passion and enjoys the ride of life. He knows that he is driving home to his lover. The ray of honor. Honesty, fairness, or integrity one's beliefs and actions, a man of honor. A source of credit or distinction to be an honor to one's family. High respect, as for worth, merit, or rank, to be held in honor. Such respect manifested a memorial in memory of the dead. The journey of life that we are is a complete miracle. As I grow older and hopefully wiser, I see the importance of honoring all life. I see how imperative by honoring all life and being tolerant on things that are different from my way of thinking. In order to truly honor life, we must connect with life itself. Not only should we enter into the law of silence, but we should try to see what you want is what your so-called enemy wants. It's the same thing expressed in a different way. The more we can honor life, the more we can see the unity of all. Nobody is forced to honor. Honor is cultivated, and over time, when our realization that all life is sacred, when we can let go of our petty issues and see that something far greater is going on, it is a state of awareness. When we become aware of how incredible it is to be alive, we begin to honor all life. It's hard to put into words. There is a transformation of character that changes over time. Through your daily living and cultivation, one transforms. This process is not static, but ever-changing and growing. It's like looking through the world with a new set of eyes. By seeing the unity of all life, our focus changes, our view of the world changes. We are still the same person, it's something inside is shifting. We still have afflictions, but we see that they have mellowed out. As that occurs, our attitude changes. We begin to honor life more deeply. We can see that difference in others, and also at the same time, we can see the thread that ties us all together. How can one put this into words? We have been taught since birth to honor life, to honor your parents. Yet because of our level of experience, if focused externally, our experience of honor reflects that level. Something happens when we truly want to discover our true nature. A shift of awareness occurs. In the shift, honor floats to the surface and enters the doors of perception. It has many different levels, and each and every day we go deeper and deeper. In that state, we have no idea how far we travel, yet we sense something tremendous is going on. Many people have had a one-time experience when they encountered something that was totally outside of the box. My dad had a stroke and was in coma for 1 month. The doctors wanted to pull the plug. He came out of it and lived for another 10 years. He truly recognized that life is a miracle. He truly honored life. Before his stroke, he was a high-powered businessman. After the stroke, he never could return to that, but he realized that every moment was special. He didn't have anything to prove. He realized that he was given another chance to live. His whole attitude to life changed after that. I guess what I'm trying to say, that at times, because we're so busy, we don't have time to slow down. By not slowing down, we lose touch of the miracle of life. By losing touch of the miracle of life, we lose touch of how sacred life is. This goes on and on. So constantly, over time, we distance ourselves from our true nature. Only by bracing ourselves can we truly start to honor life. Life is not shallow, but at times we can be. Throughout the ages, we have seen examples of people who truly respect life and honor life. They honor all people, all religions and beliefs. Because they want peace for themselves, they are mature enough to want peace for others. Honoring is a maturity of oneself. We can be so selfish, and at times we're in our life, yet with true spiritual growth, we can let go of our negative aspects and truly want to change. We set up our lifestyle to directly reflect our intentions to put these sacred laws into motion. By doing this, we are honoring ourselves, at the same time honoring others. We are putting our pieces together in the puzzle of life. We feel it's our social responsibility to put our life into balance. We know that we haven't reached the end of our journey, yet day by day, we're making baby steps. In this process, we cultivate honor and respect. One begins to honor the body, the temple that we have is a miracle. We start to cherish and see that we eat the right foods, we exercise, we get rest. Every day we pay attention to the needs of the body, and we pay attention to it. The body will send us signals what it needs. We begin to honor our mind and emotions. Just as we exercise our body, we exercise our mind and emotions. We learn how to let go of our excess baggage. We honor our soul by meditating and praying and contemplating. We realize that all three are interconnected. Each day, we are fine-tuning ourselves. We start to let go of those that don't enhance the quality of life. By honoring life, we lose the desire to gossip about others, to train our mind to embrace these divine qualities. This is the stepping stone of honor. Our experience of life grows, and at the same time, our respect for life grows. This is honor in motion. One lives in this world and contributes to the success of this world. One does not withdraw from this world, but become an active participant in this world. As we do this, we begin to truly honor each and every individual that we encounter. Our prayers are for ourselves and the world at large. Each one of us can transform. This is what life is all about. No one can do it for you. It's not a job or a burden. It is the journey of self-discovery. One who knows life honors all life. One who is ignorant of life has shady vision. The ray of charity. Generous actions or donations to aid the poor, ill, or helpless. To devote one's life to charity. Something given to a person or persons in need. She asks for work, not charity. A charitable act or work. A charitable fund, foundation, or institution. He left his estate to charity. Lenient in judging others, forbearance. She was inclined to view her selfish behavior as charity. Christian love, agape. Benevolent feeling, ESV, towards those in need or distant. She looked so poor that we fed her out of charity. Our culture is one that truly embraces the ray of charity. Granted, we can always grow, yet in the United States we have reached a level where millions of people are donating their time and money to so many different incredible causes. We see everyone from the rich to the poor involved. We all want this world to be a better place. At times I wish our media would contribute more in showing on a daily basis how Americans are changing the world. We have seen tremendous outpouring of compassion through the years. The sense of charity is built into our genes. Somehow we know that we are all tied together. We have a true desire to help those in need. I feel that the world at large is in the midst of a huge transformation experience. We all want the same thing. We all want everybody to have good, clean water. We want food to be shared with all. We want poverty and disease to go away. These are exciting times. We're seeing businesses slowly changing their business models to help people around the world. We see those who are the richest ones in the world start to change. I feel that charity is rising to the surface within humanity. With the advent of the internet, we're literally creating a web that ties us all together. Nothing is separate and isolated. We truly are one global village. We have seen that somehow with this external global network it is affecting how we relate and communicate. It's like how in the body each organ is different, yet it knows that the mind-body-soul connection is one. In the same manner, unconsciously the world is learning and experiencing at a deeper level the importance of unity. Charity is creating unity into this world. The act of giving deeply reflects humanity. Sense of love for each other is branded into our very own genes. So these are exciting times. I think we have many incredible changes to occur in the growth of this planet. We as a world are going through growing pains, yet as a whole we are maturing. 100 years ago, many people thought that war could solve problems. But people today still believe in that. For the majority of people believe that we truly need to assist and help those in need and educate them to be self-reliant. This is what we expect from our charitable organization. There are many different levels of charity. Every moment can be a moment of charity. We can give freely of our kindness. We can give freely of our consideration. We can truly be humane in all circumstances. The more we dive into the science, we can give freely to all the divine gifts that we have received. One realizes that by giving to one receives, and each and every step on this journey, our experience grows, show our capacity to give grows. In this state, giving and receiving is built in. It's part of our nature. We don't give because we have to. We give because it's part of our essence. It is an unnatural state. We are returning to this state.